The Sound of Music. Part 1. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels, far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. 1. Rush hour. Crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl, looking younger than her 17 years, was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. 2. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she didn't move. "I suddenly realized she hadn't heard," says Isabel Glennie. For quite a while Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for the deaf. "Everything suddenly looked black," says Evelyn. 3. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. One day, she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. He began by tuning 2 large drums to different notes. "Don't listen through your ears," he would say, "try to sense it some other way," says Evelyn. "Suddenly I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down." Forbes repeated the exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. "I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work." For she never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. At the end of her 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards. 5. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. "If you work hard and know where you're going, you'll get there." And she got right to the top, the world's most sought-after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments, and hectic international schedule. 6. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. In our 2-hour discussion she never missed a word. "Men with bushy beards give me trouble," she laughed. It is not just watching the lips, it's the whole face. Especially the eyes. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. "My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she says. But that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. 7. As for music, she explains, "It pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. By leaning against the drums, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibrations pass through her bare feet and up her legs."
www.knarenglish.com. Part 2. The Shehnai of Bismilla Khan. Think of the Shehnai and the first thing you'll probably imagine is a wedding or a similar occasion or function. The next would probably be Ustad Bismilla Khan, the Shehnai maestro, playing this instrument. 1. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Pungi became the generic name for reeded noisemakers. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. A barber of a family of professional musicians, who had access to the royal palace, decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi, and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. The instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. As the story goes, since it was first played in the Shah's chambers and was played by a Nai, Baba, the instrument was named the Shehnai. 2. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious. And for this reason it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. In the past, the Shehnai was part of the Naubat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. Till recently it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismilla Khan. 3. As a 5-year-old, Bismilla Khan played Gilli Danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumraun in Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihari temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kilograms. A prize given by the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. 4. On 21st March 1916, Bismilla belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. His grandfather, Rasool Baks Khan, was the Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. His father, Paigambar Baks, and other paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. www.knrenglish.com. 5. The young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras, now Varanasi, Bismilla was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. Soon Bismilla started accompanying his uncle, Ali Baks, to the Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Baks was employed to play the Shehnai. All Baks would play the Shehnai and Bismilla would sit captivated for hours on end. Slowly, he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Malya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts where he could practice in solitude. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. 6. At the age of 14, Bismilla accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital, Ustad Fayyaz Khan patted the young boy's back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismilla's big break. He soon became an often-heard Shehnai player on radio. 7. When India gained independence on 15 August 1947, Bismilla Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. He poured his heart out into Raag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. 8. Bismilla Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. The King of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismilla's music. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismilla play at a festival that he named the film after the instrument called Gunj Uthi Shehnai. The film was a hit and one of Bismilla Khan's compositions. Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya turned out to be a nationwide chartbuster. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismilla Khan's ventures in film music were limited to 2, Vijay Bhatt's Gunj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannada venture, Sandhi Apanna. "I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world," he says with emphasis. 9 awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismilla Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Teher Mausiqui Ustad Bismilla Khan. 10. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. 11. In 2001, Ustad Bismilla Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. With the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said, "All I would like to say is, teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music." 12. In spite of having travelled all over the world, Khan Saab, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumraon, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. But Khan Saab asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. Later he is remembered to have said, "That is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique Matha of Dumraon." Shekhar Gupta, when partition happened, didn't you and your family think of moving to Pakistan? Bismilla Khan, God forbid. Me, leave Banaras? Never. I went to Pakistan once. I crossed the border just to say I have been to Pakistan. I was there for about an hour. I said namaskar to the Pakistanis and salam alaikum to the Indians. I had a good laugh. Reader's Digest, October 2005, 13. Ustad Bismilla Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich, cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning. At the Kashi Vishwanath Temple, Ustad Bismilla Khan passed away on 21 August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was given a state and the Government of India declared one day of national mourning. www.knrenglish.com